Hello and welcome to another Modern Toy Fair Let's Pose, where I show you how to get some basic poses out of your action figures that you might see in some of the pictures at the end of my reviews. Today I'm going to be showing you how to pose the Marvel Legends Beast. The one I have here is the new retro carded version that just came out. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video if you want to see the review. I'll make sure to link it there. And of course, if you end up enjoying this video, please make sure to like and subscribe for more toy-related content. But that's enough chitter chatter. Let's go ahead and get at her. Alright, so let's start with some more Hank McCoy style poses. We're going to leave his lab coat on. Let me switch out the hands here, just so we can have him holding the beakers he comes with. So the biggest thing is, with soft goods, it does restrict you a little bit, so you do have to kind of go through and finagle it to get it just right, and also to get them to lay down properly on the figure once you're done. So it is a bit of a struggle. We're going to have him taking off his glasses, kind of inquisitively looking at something. So let me get these wedged in here. So you do want to get the arm kind of like out and bent up towards his head. You can get his glasses pinched in between his thumb and his finger here, like so. And then we're going to get the other arm out. And I think we're going to use his book accessory from the Gray Beast release. So let's go here and pop that in to his other hand. And then we're going to raise that up and twist it. Now he doesn't hold it perfectly straight, so you kind of have to finagle it to get the angle right. And then you do have to, again, like I mentioned before, you have to kind of twist that lab coat back into place, because when you move the arms, it does want to shift forward, because it just unfortunately how soft goods work on a lot of action figures. It's not quite as easy as it is on a human. Also, I feel like Beast is more of, a down collar kind of fella. So let's get this up like there. And now you have Beast kind of looking at his book almost inquisitively, like something doesn't quite make sense. So he took off his glasses to reread it to make sure, which I guess doesn't really make sense because it's kind of the point of glasses. But that was a really easy pose to hit. You just bend, the one arm a certain direction, get it up in the air to hold the glasses, then the other one just kind of bends 90 degrees to hold the book. We're going to do the similar pose. This time we're going to have to raise this right arm up a little bit more, because we're going to have him pouring the X-Gene solution he has here in this beaker into the other one he comes with. So you're going to get that arm more out at a 90-degree angle and then bend it inward to get it to reach towards the middle of his body. Again, always going to be fighting with the wonderful soft goods, but it does look cool, so it's worth it. And this one's just going to kind of casually rest here on his fingertips because he doesn't really have a good hand to hold it. And like that, now you have... don't want to move his legs too much because you do have to find that kind of center of balance. And also, because since it's sitting there, it's going to fall a lot. So once you get into the position you want, you'll have to just kind of leave it there and not fiddle with it, or it will knock that back out of his hand. But now it looks like he is mixing some chemicals. So just, one arm down to the side, bent forward, the other one out and bent inward. And it kind of gives you quite a bit of options with very, very little actual movement, which is very nice. Next, we're going to do a different way of doing things. So we're going to attempt... Now, the old one used to be able to balance him on one hand, which this is basically the same figure, so in theory this should work. I have noticed that the arm that I bounced it on, the elbow joint's a little bit, not loose, but it's not quite as stiff as it was on the original release, or at least on mine. So I don't know if this is going to work without a stand, but I'm going to try it. So let's have him, we got to get the back arch, we got to get those legs kind of off to one side, get this arm bent in, because I'm going to have him holding one of the beakers, looking at it. Coat folded down because, gravity would naturally make his lab coat kind of fall behind him if he's upside down. You see here. Yeah, he doesn't seem like he's going to stand on his own. So I'm going to use this little Mafex stand and just hook it under his leg here and see if I can get him to stand that way. Well, maybe it's going to fight me. But yeah, so you're going to get the one arm straight down. So that way, with the palm flat on the ground to try to beat the base, you're going to get the knees bent back behind him, but off to the side there to try to, counterweight him. You're going to have the other arm out 90 degrees bent downward to have him holding the beaker. And then, like I said, you're going to fold the lab coat down to kind of finish the aesthetic and give him that look like gravity is pulling it down. And it just looks like he's, upside down doing beast things. You got the hand planted, you got the legs bent just right. I like him to be more bent than straight just because Beast, he always seems to be kind of curled or bent or hunched over in some way, shape, or form. Get you a better look from behind, and you can see kind of the archway. Now, you can probably figure out and angle it to not have to use the stand. I'm just not going to take the time because this video would probably be a half hour of me just doing that. So it's not quite worth it to get that 5 seconds without the stand. But yeah, it's a real cool pose. And again, knees bent, got the foot forward, all just kind of giving him that almost like monkey-like demeanor while he's upside down doing some scientific work. Now let's get the jacket off of him here. There we go. And now what I want to do is go from some more action poses. So we're going to do almost like him pouncing, him lunging forward. Especially this one has those butterfly joints. They lean real far back, so it kind of gives you a lot of options of him lunging to attack. Obviously, we had to switch to the alternative head with the screaming face. We're going to get this fist over here and kind of bend that inward. Now this one, arms are pushed all the way back. You got them bent, though, inward, and the fist is going to be curled in, too. So you kind of get like he's almost winding up a punch. The other arm, since it's a flat hand, is going to be a little different, though. The legs, you want them bent more in, not quite as far as you can go, but pretty close. You're going to want the body hunched forward to kind of make up the difference. I don't know if this is going to work on the stand. We might have to get one of the wires. We'll see. Let me finagle this real quick. But yeah, so you also are going to use the other arm in the same way you did for the right arm, but you're going to have that flat hand kind of out, like he's pushing off of something. Same with the feet. You kind of want those flat behind him, like he's pushed off and now he's going through the air. Let's see if I can get these two. Is this actually going to work? Oh, look at that. All right. So here we have him kind of lunging. You got the arm bent with the fist curled in. You got him hunched over. Both knees are bent. Legs are sprawled out as far as they can go. The feet are almost more flat towards behind him. And this other arm is also pulled all the way back, bent inward, but the kind of flat hand is more, in reverse, pushing away, which is a great look. As always, I mentioned the other Let's Poses. Use source material. Look at comics, movies, what have you, to kind of get an idea what you want and try to replicate it. The best way to get better at posing is just fiddling with it. Play with your toys. Kind of see what they are capable of, what you can figure out, and you will kind of get better with time. And then, it's this simple little altercation, and now we're in like a superhero pose. And you got the flat hand on the ground. Got the legs sprawled out. I've got the ankle pivots so the feet are flat on the ground as much as they can be in this pose without looking kind of natural. I've got the torso twisted so that way that front shoulder is more down and forward, and that back shoulder is cocked back. He's going to throw a punch. So it's definitely got a lot of versatile. I don't think that's a word. Variety. We'll go with that. It's got a lot of variety of what you can do. Now I just want to do kind of him almost like, not as a curl up in a ball, but kind of like hunched and over and thinking while in more of a down squatting pose. Something you might see him like on his desk or on the chair arms, because he usually doesn't just simply sit somewhere. He's always kind of hanging around. So we're going to get those, both of the knees bent in all the way, legs spread out, got the ankles a little bit forward, but just enough so that way you have him bouncing on his toes, so you do have those toe joints forward. I'm going to have his right arm kind of curled in to go under his chin like he's thinking. And get the other one here so that way he can be holding his book again. I'm going to bounce him here on the Vasco AC unit. Let's see, and then I'm going to bring this other arm forward, and again, you do have to kind of twist it to get the book to be in the right place. And then with him being on his toes, it's going to be a little harder to balance him. You just keep that in mind. But the good thing about this one with the butterfly joints is you can get a lot of range forward, not as much as you can back, but it definitely opens up quite a bit of options. So let's get this balanced, and I'll kind of show you a little more of it. So here he is, fully balanced. Now, I'm going to try to, I'm probably have to hold on to him so he doesn't fall over. But yeah, I think that this is probably my favorite pose to put him in. Because you've got that right arm, bent in. You got the legs spread out. He's bouncing on his toes. You've got the left arm just kind of relaxed, bent forward a little bit, holding the book. He's kind of looking forward, thinking at it. You've got the fist with the wrist bent inward to be under his chin, like he's resting on it. It's definitely very, very much so a Hank McCoy beast pose in my book. So let's get these hands switched out one last time. We're going to get you in more of a punch throwing pose for this last one. So, well, as if you've watched any of the Let's Poses, the biggest thing is make sure you have that range of motion. So you're going to twist that top part of the torso forward. You're going to bring that right arm as forward as possible as well using the butterfly joint. You can have it a little bit bent, but you mostly want to keep it straight. You're going to twist the fist more inward a little bit to kind of make it look like an arch. With Beast, he's usually not sprawled out a whole lot, so you're going to have him with his knees bent, and he's kind of just balancing maybe on his toes on one foot and flat on the other. You see, they kind of keep him a little bit far apart. Again, torso twisted almost all the way around to give him that kind of forward motion with the fist. And then the left arm is pulled all the way back. The back foot here is balancing on his toes just to kind of make it a little more traditional for Beast versus like just being how anyone else might throw a punch. But yeah, that back arm is pulled all the way back to kind of give that full rotation. But that's going to be it for this Let's Pose, so please make sure to let me know in the comments below what figures you want to see me pose in the future. I know I've had people who want me to have some with like multiple figures fighting to kind of show off how to have them together, so I do have some things planned with that. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you want to see. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. For more toilet-related content, we've got every week reviews. We've got our weekly live stream replay from our Twitch stream on Wednesdays. And then we have the podcast on Fridays. And then I have these Let's Poses that I throw in, along with a few other things that we do here and there. Also, make sure to check us out Wednesday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on twitch.tv/Modern Toy Fair, where we discuss our weekly purchases and show them off over on OnlyFigs. And of course, follow us Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Modern Toy Fair for more pictures that I take and random videos I create for those. And as promised, make sure to click on the video on your screen if you want to see my full review of the Retro Beast figure from the Marvel Legends line. But that's gonna be it for this week's video. Hopefully we'll see you next week, same toy time, same Toy Fair channel. Thank you for watching.